Radio. Yo, what it is, world? It's your boy Jay Newz, and you are now tuned into Not Rated Radio, the coolest, dopest podcast in the world. And today we got a very beautiful and talented adult actress on the vibe tonight. You know what I'm saying? Or today. It's my pleasure to introduce Jupiter Jetson. How you doing, baby girl?
Hello, how you doing, Jay?
I'm doing all right. The third time's a charm. Was it the third time? You know what I'm saying? Like we got to it, got right.
No one was counting. You're fine.
No, it's good. Well, I just want to say thank you for stepping onto the show. And how has your new year been started off so far?
It's been kind of crazy. A bunch of things kind of all at once. Made my first appearance at an awards show. Signed by an agent, got a bunch of fun stuff coming up. So yeah, all of that, and it's not even February yet. So exciting.
Yeah, that sounds exciting. Well, I can't wait to get into it. So first, how we start the show off is giving all the listeners and supporters out there just a brief summary on who Jupiter Jetson is from the start of your career to where you are now.
Okay, well, I'm a musician, and that was actually the forefront of my career before going into this. I mean, I did the whole academic thing. I'm an educated harlot, and but yeah, I'm mostly a traveler. I lived overseas for about 5 years, mostly in Germany, and just kind of lucked into finding out that actually you don't have to know somebody who knows somebody. You can just one day decide you want to just do hot girl stuff on camera, and people will pay you for it. So yeah, that's kind of me in a nutshell. I mean, basically a dandelion floating in the breeze.
I think so. Before you became into the industry, you said you had you were doing other things. Like, talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I went to school, did the whole normal, graduate high school, go to college, kind of played around with majors, did mostly anthropology though. Women and gender studies in particular. After graduation, I went overseas for what was supposed to be like a 3-month gap, and then was like, ooh, people will pay me to sing over here. I'm going to do that. So I did that for about 5 years, and then I moved back, and I ended up kind of on the West Coast, which is new for me. I'm from Cleveland originally. Okay. 216, shout out.
Hey.
But I ended up on the West Coast, and I happened upon an article on Cracked about legal avenues of sex work, and kind of here I am.
That's dope. Okay, that's interesting because this has to be my first time ever interviewing someone that actually did the music route, and then came into the industry. So how was that transition for you? Was it somewhat kind of easy or somewhat kind of,
Well, I mean, funnily enough, porn is a much less exploitive industry than music.
Is that right?
Yeah, nobody's trying to ask me to perform for exposure in porn. It's
right.
Whereas that was a constant, at least in the United States. So I did my time in the service industry, bartending, waitressing, and that was kind of actually I was primarily a bartender for a good chunk of my career once I moved back to the United States. So it wasn't a huge leap for me from, getting my ass grabbed for tips to getting my ass grabbed for, actual pre-agreed upon monies. So, not all that different. And, my agent in porn is much nicer than my agent ever was in music. So yeah, no, I mean, I can't speak for everyone in this industry, but I make it's a joke, but it's not really a joke. It's really kind of coming into the sex industry for me was kind of like a nun, but slutty. I had a calling, if you will. Like I really feel like I'm in the place where I'm meant to be. Like the river is flowing and I flow with it, kind of a vibe. In a way that I really didn't in any of my other career choices and career paths. Like this is, it's very much so like, I'm home.
That home feel. No, I dig that. Now that's always the right feel to have, because if you generally not, liking what you're doing, it's just not gonna have that home feel. You know what I'm saying? So Lisa has the home feel for you, and I respect that. Now you just stepped into this new year with going to a few award shows. I actually just won an award show, right? The X Biz.
Yeah, just the XBiz Awards. Yeah.
Yeah, how was that
Um,
for you for your first time?
it was excellent. Yeah, I'd never been before, so I wasn't entirely sure what to expect. I was a little intimidated, but it was an excellent night. Met a lot of people. Uh, I ordered a pizza
Or
I ordered a few pizzas to the awards show table.
what kind of
Um,
pizza?
a whole bunch. We had like Sicilian pepperoni. I think I grabbed some sort of margarita thing with basil on it. I had like, if you want to make friends at a porn show, bring pizza.
That's the
Is all
key,
I'm
pizza.
saying. It's one way to make friends fast at an awards show for sure. But yeah, no, it was a great weekend. Met a lot of people, made a lot of connections. Came out of it, you know, feeling like I learned a lot more about my
Mhm.
own industry. So that was cool.
Oh, okay.
And
That's dope.
I got to play fancy dress up. Who doesn't like to play fancy dress up?
Hey, and go take pictures of on the carpet, like the dream role. No, that's
uh,
honestly dope. That's dope as hell.
uh,
Okay, so stepping into this a little bit more, what are some of the things that you have planned in the future, and you want to let people know about?
well, I have a scene coming out from Devil's Film. I'm
Okay.
not entirely sure if they're gonna catch up on the name, but I'm very excited about that. I'm not entirely sure when it's dropping though, so keep your eyes out.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep mum's the word on my co-stars because I don't know how open that information is.
Hush, hush.
But
Okay.
yeah, I have no idea, so keeping that one quiet. But yeah, I keep your eyes peeled for that. I also I've been actually, funnily enough, I've been working on a lot of music lately. So I actually might be coming out with an EP soon. So
Hmm.
gonna be that's still in the I'm in it's already recorded. I'm actually just finding somebody to remaster. So it's
Okay.
actually coming along. Very excited about that. And on top of that, I've just been putting a lot into my OnlyFans, my many vids, and I have an upcoming Pornhub channel that is something I'm going to start putting my own videos on. From
Okay.
because I can't share studio scenes. I don't have control over what people can see that I shoot from studios. You have to sign up for the subscription site, but I'd love to make more of my content available for people who are just kind of looking for something on Pornhub.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Most definitely feel that. Now, step a little bit back into it, though. You said you had the EP that's dropping. Can we get a little bit more information on like the title? What was the inspiration behind that, or is that
Uh,
still
That's still I don't have a title yet. I have a
okay?
couple of ideas bouncing around, but it is a 5-song EP. I am, like I said, currently in the process of remaster. So I have to find out exact drop date from my engineer, essentially.
Okay.
But it's a little, I wouldn't say all over the place, but it's a nice sampling of what I do musically. Some of it's inspired by people I've met in my travels. A lot of my songs are sung in the first person, but it's really just me telling other people's stories. Some of them are my own story, don't get me wrong, but a lot of
Yeah.
them I'm inspired by the people I meet. So I tend to absorb stories and retell them in song, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Which
No,
porn is great for that. You meet the most interesting people in porn.
yeah, no, I was gonna say because I'm a music head. I love music, and when you said that, I was like, oh yeah, that's dope. I have to check you out, see what you're all about. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I love music. I love all types of music. You know what I'm saying? So that's actually really dope, and I can't wait for you to drop that so you can come back on and talk about it, so you can give us the breakdown. Like, yeah, I was feeling this way during
Oh,
this record, and this is how I, came up with this. So I like that. But
yeah. If I'm more prepared, maybe next time I'll bring my guitar with me.
hey, that will be live. That will be real lit. For sure, for sure. Okay, well, stepping into it a little bit. So you start, talking about the next scenes that you got going on. Now, I've been kind of skipping around, but talk a little bit about the agency you're signed to, the next level. How did that all come about, and how is it going so far for you?
I mean, it went about the usual route. I submitted and I got really lucky, and it's going really well so far. I'm in the middle of a soft launch at the moment, so we're not making huge announcements with Next Level, but they are listed on my profile. So any bookings that come in, of course, send them to Next Level. But there's going to be a lot more big announcements, and like check it out. I'm with Next Level coming at the end of the month. after I do my proper agency photo shoot with them.
Okay, so that's a little sneak peek of what's going on
Hmm.
with Jupiter Jetson. All right, I dig it, I dig it. Okay, now stepping a little bit forward into this more into this interview. We talked about you going to the awards for your first time. Now talk about Sherry's Ranch. What's that all about?
Sherry's Ranch is one
Mhm.
of the pre-pandemic count was 17, although I haven't done a double check and see how many of those have since reopened after the statewide closures.
Mhm.
But it is one of a very small number of legal brothels in Nevada. It is the largest and most luxurious of them, although it's not the most famous. Most people are more familiar with the Bunny Ranch, which is up near Reno. We are close. We are the closest brothel to Las Vegas.
Gotcha.
So yep, and I mean, they provide a limo service to Las Vegas, and you can see the city lights from Sherry's just over the mountain ridge. So,
So
but yeah, no, it's fantastic. It's basically I get to spend a couple weeks of the month, not basically, actually living on a resort. You know, waterfall pool, jacuzzis everywhere, bungalow suites. It's a really great place to work. Yeah. And similar to the porn industry, there's weekly STI testing, and there are very specific rules and licenses we have to get. When I say I'm a card carrying harlot, I'm speaking literally. I have a card.
I like
they give us
that.
a they give us a license. It actually says courtesan, which makes me feel like Anara from Firefly, which is fantastic. But it's it's exactly that though. One of the most prestigious and longest running brothels in Nevada.
You have it. So yeah, that's dope. So when is it? So is it still open, or is it still going through the
Yep,
protocols with everything with
we
COVID?
reopened.
Okay.
We were closed. We closed in March of 2020,
Mhm.
and we reopened in May of 2021. So we have been reopened since middle of last year, and business has been excellent. We have a lot of safety protocols. We are screened regularly, and the ladies themselves, for personal practice and best measures, most of us bring rapid tests with us and our.
Okay, so that's cool that is back open and running and everything like that. So that's where you're at right now is Las Vegas.
Yes, I live in Las Vegas. I work in Las Vegas, where I'm based.
Okay. How's it out there? Just the living wise for everybody. Because I have a lot of fans of supporters that don't get out much. You know what I'm saying? So how is the Vegas life and living out there and working?
It's fun. It's kind of like living on the moon,
Mm.
like nothing's actually supposed to live here. So you feel really accomplished when you can make it.
Uh huh.
But no, it's I'm a big fan of the outdoors. So having this proximity to all of the national parks has been fantastic. I've got plans to go to Zion soon. Like in the next couple of days, I make it out to Mount Charleston on the regular. You know, only a couple hours from the ocean. It's nice. It's nice
Yeah.
out here.
So are you a woman that likes to travel a lot?
I am, yeah. Yeah, I, made sure that was, like, my one priority in the middle of the pandemic was, like, must renew my passport, and I renewed my passport.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I got my passport too, and I'm always like, when things get a little bit normal, where we can, step out again. I'm definitely trying to get back on the route of doing that because I feel like it's always good to just get out and don't be around the same thing so much. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, it changes the way you see the world, and I've come to learn that there's no place that's better or worse, you know what I mean? There's just everywhere is different and everywhere is the same, and it's fun to find those threads that connect and also divide. I don't know, I love traveling for that reason, though.
no,
I
I like
love.
the way you put that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it really is all about that, and it's just like it's just they catching different scenes and catching different areas of life that you just it's a memory, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I also, I growing up in the United States, we have a tendency to really us and them, othering
Mhm.
people. And the funniest thing I've discovered in my travels is that everywhere you go, you will find people that remind you of your friends, and you'll remind people every once in a while, you'll find someone that's like, oh God, you're the me in this town.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah,
meet,
that's true.
like there's archetypes of human, and none of us are truly unique. Like even the weirdest ones among us, there's a you in like a Bavarian village somewhere, you know, like there's a you in Bangladesh, like, and that's like kind of the coolest thing that I've found, at least, like, you know, finding people exactly like that, finding the mirrors of ourselves in different places.
Yeah, that it's just like a what it was that like some deja vu type stuff or something like
Yeah.
uh there's another word I was trying to look for, I can't think of right now. But yeah, I feel what you're saying though. I definitely feel what you're saying
Yeah.
though. Okay, well that's dope. So let's step into a little bit more. We have the East Bay Brats. Talk about that. How'd that all come about?
Well, that was just, I had worked with another performer, and I was asking her, like, you know, how do you get up? How do you ask people if they want to work with you? Like, do you have to meet them first? And she's like, no, you just email them and be like, hey, your content is hot. Would you want to be part of it? And like, would you want to shoot with me? And that's what I did with Courtney Trouble. And I was like right in the perfect timing. They were just about to film East Bay Brats 3. So I got in there, and I have a history. I have not a history, but a history. I have a lot of background in kink, both as, you know, mostly as a top. Although the fun thing about East Bay Brats has really been kind of exploring, you know, bottoming and
Mm.
my pain tolerance. And I'm actually finding that I'm more of a switch than I ever gave myself credit for sure. And yeah, no, it's actually, I'd say, probably my favorite project that I have worked on, and I've gotten to work on it, you know, more than once. We just released East Bay Brats 4, which is super exciting, because I mean, we actually, the series has been nominated for an AVN award last year, but
Okay.
you know, for something that's self-produced, and something that, like, I know from experience is something that, like, you know, the five of us come together and we spend, you know, weeks pre-planning things via, you know, Google Docs and, you know, group emails and things like that. And then we all just kind of come together and we make a movie happen in a day, you know, once we're on set,
Turnaround's
you know.
good.
It's just, you know, it's disingenuous to say we make a movie in a day because of those weeks of planning, but
Hmm.
it flows so wonderfully. We all
Yeah.
have really great chemistry on set. We all have, you know, our own strengths, and it's a wonderful project and a wonderful team to be part of.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. It sound like a blast over there. You know what I'm saying? It's getting a project done. It's
Yeah.
really just like when you have great
Oh my
chemistry
god.
with people, and you know you can just get. It seems like it's just not whether you like you said, great energy and great planning. It just seems like it's effortlessly. You know what I'm saying? It's
Well,
just everything's just connecting.
Well, that and the location that we get to play in, the dungeon is just, it's a beautiful space, and there's just, we've done, they a total of 4 movies. I've only been part of 2 of them, but a total of 4 movies in this space, and none of them are the same. All of them are different because it is just such a versatile space, with a bunch of creative people in it. Like, it's a dream project.
Nice. I like it. Sound like it is. You know. I can't. I gotta respect it. Now, stepping in for these last couple questions before we wrap it up. What is some advice that you have for someone that's looking to get into the industry? What would you say? You know, you can give to them.
Um, I mean, I feel like I'm still a little bit young in my career to be giving solid advice.
Mhm.
So I will demur to. I watched a great panel in the midst of the pandemic last year, or actually at this point, probably the year before last. And a performer, her name is Dom Riston. Um, she said, it's in regards to online sex work, you know, it's never too late to start, but it is always too late to stop. And I feel like that is one of the wisest pieces of advice that I've heard about this industry, because there's a lot of this idea that you have to be young, you have to be the youngest as possible. And once you turn, 30, you're a pumpkin and there's no place for you in this industry. And quite frankly, that's absolutely not true. There is MILF is the second most requested of the categories in this industry, and there are far fewer of us than there are of the teens. So it's never too late to start in the industry, but it's always a great idea to make sure that if you are going to, it's something that you want to do, and it's something that you want to be committed to, or at least being committed to being tied to it for the rest of your life, because people suck and people will try to hold it against you. So that's really, and that's not my advice. That is from Dom Riston, a human much wiser than I in the ways of this industry.
Okay. Well, no, I feel that though, because at the end of the day, it's just
I'm still learning.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean,
I'm still absorbing the advice. So.
No, I dig that. No, it's all good. It's all good. Well, okay. Well, stepping into this last question, give the people and the supporters out there, where is the the content they can search you on or get to know you, follow you on your social medias, all that.
Well, the easiest thing that they can do would be to go to it's allmylinks.com/Jupiter Jetson, because that will take them to all, as the name would state, all of my links. It'll take you to my Twitter, my Instagram, my ManyVids, my OnlyFans, which is free, I would like to add, because I'm not very consistent about posting on it. I'm working on that though, genuinely. I'm getting onto a schedule, but it's a free OnlyFans for now. I have a ManyVids. I have a Sex Panther if you want to talk dirty or send some fun text messages, pick message each other, stuff like that. All of these things are available, but it's just allmylinks.com/Jupiter Jetson, like the planet in the cartoon.
There you go.
And you will find me. Not intentional, mind you. I mean, the planet part, yes, but still easy to remember, easy to search. Look it up. No hyphens, no numbers. It's all me.
All right, there you go. So make sure y'all check her out. Got the Not Rated Radio approval. Well, baby girl, I just want to say thank you for hopping on the Not Rated Radio, giving the people a little bit about you, what you all about, and the things you have coming in the future. And I can't wait to check out that EP that's coming.
Thank you.
when it comes out, you know what I'm saying? I definitely will be on that. But
send you a press copy.
Huh?
I said I'll send you a press copy.
Hey, there we go. We can talk about it. We can read about it. We can listen about it, Well, thank you again, and you be safe out there, and let's continue to bless up. More blessings to you.
Thank you. Likewise. Lovely chatting.